Hi, I'd like to do a recap for Chapter 2 of The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. She gets in Chapter 1, she points out about why we can get caught in loops of tidying over and over, yet never actually feeling tidied and being stuck with clutter. In Chapter 2, she goes about discussing how discarding first. You start with a category, say by starting with your clothes, then your books, then miscellaneous, and then mementos, because those are easier to work with, and you start by those categories by gathering all of those items up throughout your house, and then not just discarding, but finding out what sparks joy. She also goes to mention the importance of what is the lifestyle or the dream that you want to have in your home, what you want to be living by, and visualize the sensations, the practices, and things that your home ought to be about. And I think this is very important because it sets an alignment, a disposition that when you pick up something and you hold it and you feel it, and you say, is this serving me in my goals and what I'm trying to achieve? It helps the discernment. And does it spark joy? So starting with this, she states by getting rid of and discarding everything that does not light you up. She also mentions not to involve other people. If there is something in particular that somebody really wants, or they know and beforehand that they can use that, that's fine. But she also finds that when working with her clients, that a lot of people who end up discarding clothes were younger siblings who got hand-me-downs, that because the family members could not get rid of it themselves, they felt bad of letting go or saying thank you for the time that this served in my life and getting rid of it, which she did to her younger sibling as well. She would go to her younger sibling and say, this is brand new, why don't you have this? And then put that weight on her younger sibling, which didn't really bring them joy. They were taking it out of the guilt of seeing it go to waste. These things are not good to do. And she also goes to say about tidying up, not to focus on other people. Maybe you live in a house with other people and they don't tidy. She used to went on a campaign of tidying up their stuff and even getting rid of it. And she realizes now that she was terribly wrong, and she would smack herself and call herself arrogant to do such a thing. And it was just wrong. That's their business. But she did find a better solution, that if she focused on her own and started tidying her environment and tidying her lifestyle and her space even more and more thorough, somehow this sparked in other people around her an inspiration and motivation to do the same for their own. And maybe there's something there that when we see and project things that bother us about other people, that's a great opportunity to say, you know what? How do I change myself to better handle this? That we don't wish the other person to change. We look at ourselves and reflect, how do I grow and aspire beyond that? Just like in Lois Hayes, You Can Heal Your Life, and in this book as well, there is a constant coming back in different ways to take responsibility, to empower ourselves and say, to set up proper boundaries, to set up proper action, and say, you know what, even though I live in a family where other people are pack rats or make a mess everywhere or do these things, I can take responsibility for my space and set my intentions and hold that. And we don't have to change or try to change or control those around us. All we have to do is take responsibility and redirect that. Great for chapter 2. That's a general recap. In chapter 3, we're going to get into tidying by category, works like magic. And I will see you in chapter 3.